Monsieur, you are a man. If someone loved you very much, so that your happiness was the only thing that she wanted in the world, and she did a bad thing to make certain of it, could you forgive her?
Nobody ever loved me that much.
3, 2, 1, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes, I'm back. It is me.
Good to be me.
It is me.
It is I.
Joel's not here.
Yay! Is that what we're gonna do every time? So it's not here.
When Joel did that jump last episode, I was like, okay.
Oh wait, you listened to it?
Yeah, I listened to that jump.
That's funny. I hope everyone's doing well. We're back. We're black with another episode of Struggle Time. I'm your host, and here with my co-host, just me and Mike today.
It's Mike. It's lit.
So I think we talked about how Joe got married 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, we did.
Now they're on their honeymoon to upstate. Let's just say upstate.
Upstate. Mm-hmm. Enjoying their nice ride in the sky.
Shopping a lot. All the stories I've been seeing is just them shopping.
Yeah,
so,
bro.
I mean, good for them. You know
Couldn't they do that in like Center City?
But at the same time, it's Center City. And then we have Lil Harls joining us in the back.
So if you hear her singing, just know she's dropping her mixtape soon.
Mixtape coming soon. Little dog. Yeah, so right now I want to, as usual, we're in a world where negativity always gets to shine in the news world and, all of that. So we're going to start y'all off with a positive news of the day by Zela K. Whoa!
Wow.
Positive news of the day by Zela K. Hey,
I'm going to have to get you to feature on on Harley's track.
So there's this guy in California, and he wants to convert the idea of masculinity into something different that helps society and humanity, right? So, and he's doing it one plant at a time.
One seed at a time.
Yeah, one seed at a time. It's called Gangsta Gardener.
Wow.
So what he wants to do is he wants to give back to community. You know what I mean? We have all this notion that guys, especially in the hood, it's like guys, they don't garden, they don't cook. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't heard anybody from the hood that gardens.
Exactly. So it's kind of cool that he's like, making this cool, and that's all he wants to do, making it cool. And he talked about, what I find interesting is that he talked about the fact that it's easier to get a liquor, a bottle of liquor, as compared to an organic carrot. You know what I mean? Like, I live in the hood, so like I agree. Like, it's way easier to get like Chinese food or even like liquor or beer. Like,
so like seeds and stuff like that from the plant.
No, just like legit, like get fresh organic.
groceries.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Because like think about it, if you go to like the inner city, where we are right now, there's liquor stores, beer stores in every corner, but there's you
ain't getting no vegetables.
Exactly, no vegetables. So he's like really pushing that forward. You know what I mean? And I thought that was pretty cool because he's from California. He grew up without a male model that really told him, like, listen, this is how to, this is how you should be living life. This is how you give back to your community, and this, that, and the third, right? Mm-hmm. So he's really trying to, I guess, unlearn what we grew up with and reteach, like, what it means to be masculine and what it means to give back, right? Okay. So I thought that was really cool. His name is Ron Finley, out in California. He kind of travels the world, kind of, teaching people about gardening, teaching people the benefits of organic food and
the green thumb.
Yeah, the green thumb. So he really wants to provide. He wants to be that leader of that movement where, we give organic produce back to the hood, or not even, or just provide it to the hood, or educate people, right? Because honestly, like for me, like, you know, being where I like living where I live, like I see people like all they buy is like canned goods. You know what I mean? All they buy is like
that ramen.
Yeah, ramen. You know what I mean? Like it's not a lot of greenery in their on their plate because it's kind of expensive. But that's because not a lot of people are doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like growing up, like my plate would be brown as like fuck. Like that should be brown as shit. Like it's like my plate growing up consisted of brown and beige. Like that's all. That's how it was.
Eating mud.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like fucking. I mean, I always had rice, but it just looked like rice, like white and mud, like real talk. But,
you had some mud and it snowed yesterday. Like
yeah. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool for him to do what he's doing.
Dude, imagine. I guess if the world goes down, at least like gangster ass youngins will just like.
Yeah,
thrive.
we'll start.
They thriving.
Yeah, they'll start.
But they might have their own colony.
but I mean, think about it. Look at where the world is going. Like you have all these, you know, like manufacturing companies that are destroying, you know, deforestation. You know what I mean? Just to have like a power plant. You know what I mean? Like I was on the road the other day. And I saw like a power plant, right? And on the tip of it was like fire burning.
Yeah.
And it was raining at the same time, but that fire wasn't going off. You know, so like that put everything in perspective as far as like, damn, like now it's getting to the point where like our world is so polluted physically and mentally, where like our world where we live in our backyards, it's polluted. But at the same time, our mind is also polluted. You know what I mean? Where like shit like that is okay now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like seeing stuff like this is just like, you know, like why? Like I just read an article where dogs in India are like pretty much fucking, you know, like they're so like they don't have a place to go. They don't have like a home. Like these are like stray dogs, and like people are discovering that they're changing color. Like they're turning like their fur. They're like blue, you know, like bluish tint, because dogs they like to play, so they will play in these like rivers and ponds, and these ponds and rivers are like toxic because manufacturing companies would dump their chemicals in these rivers and ponds that dogs would play in. So all these dogs,
so disrespectful.
Yeah, so all these dogs will be, you know, they turn out blue and shit like that. But you know, that village, they kind of like all these activists in that village, they would, you know, write to the government and stuff. So they shut down the factory. So that's another good news. But
I'm gonna start swinging, bro.
Yeah, but it just puts it in perspective, just like, you know, where the world is heading. You know, like especially with the ocean. You know, I'm a big ocean guy. Like, you know, all these pollution, like turtles getting caught in nets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, them 6-pack soda joints.
Exactly. Like, so remember Happy Feet, that guy? He had like the 6-pack plastic or whatever, and like he was like owning it. I wonder if that. I don't know.
Like
if
the
that
tribe
really,
leader.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that really happens, but you know. But yeah, so Mike, I don't think. Well, I was with you this weekend.
Yeah.
But I wasn't with you the rest of the week. Like you were away for the rest of the week. So
I was gone.
So me and Mike pretty much we work together, same company. So how was your weekend? How was your I guess my question is how was your week? Men's trying to get lit.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a how was my week and the end.
Weekend. Yeah, how was your week? And the end.
So the week, you know, I was doing my duties over at the other office. Mm-hmm. It was cool. Got work done. Mm-hmm. But then it was Joel's ping ting. Yeah, it was John's birthday. So I saw y'all then.
Big ups, ping ting.
Right, big ups. It was dope. Got really
really chocolatey wasted.
Yes. Chocolatey wasted.
With every factor of intoxication.
But yeah, so then it was Easter Sunday, so that was cool.
Yeah, what did you do on Easter?
So me and my mom drove to go visit my sister at college and had like a dinner or whatever. And
whatever.
so that was cool. You know, I had a nice fine, bruh. So we ordered like 3 appetizers.
Damn, what the fuck?
And then, bruh, we were starving. Or at least me and my mom was.
I don't even know what appetizer is when we go out.
3 appetizers, and then I had a salad.
Wait,
and then,
so you went to shameless plug? You went to Longhorn.
That's
my old job, by the way. What did you get? The Wild West shrimp?
Well, I had the crispy buttermilk chicken tender salad.
Yo, that's lit.
Bars.
Lit.
That shit was really good, bro. And then my mom didn't finish her steak, so she threw some steak in there.
She threw the oop.
That joint was bomb. I had it for lunch the next day.
Yo, real talk on everything, right?
On mothers.
This like on everything. I'm not really big into like chain, franchise chain food, chain restaurants.
Yeah.
But yo, Longhorn got the salad on point.
It's really good, bro.
That's all I ate. Like back in the day, like when I was hungry, that's all I ate. Like,
dude, if I worked there,
straight up, like just salad. Like, and you like, bro, Mike, do you know how much salad we throw away at the end of the night, bro?
What?
Yeah, damn, I should have told you.
I'm sick.
I could have like given you all of it.
I'm gonna wait out back.
You should. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. So me and my parents, we also ate out. We went to International House of Pancakes.
Oh, okay. I've been there before.
So it was cool. I don't know, like
I don't really like pancakes though.
I'm not a big pancake guy, right? And my mom is a big pancake gal. So I just thought that was pretty cool because I barely get to see them now, and the fact that I saw them and we decided to go out, being an Asian person, we don't really go out. The only time we go out is maybe, I don't even know.
Right.
Like, to
I don't remember the last time you went out.
Yeah, like even birthdays, like my parents would eat and then we would go out because like my parents are so against like eating out because they want to eat their, the food that they make. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's rare, like my dad was like, he's like, he's like
pancakes.
He was like, I love fresh coffee in the morning. I'm like, you don't even drink coffee, So that was pretty cool.
He knows what's going down.
Yeah, but my dad doesn't drink coffee, which is the funny part. The only time he drinks coffee is when we get breakfast, when we go to IHOP, bro.
What the?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? Why are you? Because he always drinks tea every morning, but the only time he goes and drink coffee is when we go to IHOP, and that happens like once a year. Jeez. So he drinks coffee once a year, pretty much. That's
down near orgasmic. Mm-hmm. No, I drink coffee every morning. That's how it has to be.
Cool. So I mean, Joel's Ting's party was pretty cool. I had a good time. Had a grad Tim.
Was that Saturday? I forget.
Yeah, it was Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
So I had a good time.
Grad Tim.
I remembered everything this time.
I woke up so nice. Although I slept on Joel's couch, kind of sucked.
I woke up like this. Yes. So let's get into our topic. It's the struggle of being too nice, right? So I think a lot of us can kind of relate. A lot of the times, there's always that saying, nice guys always
finish last.
So,
I don't think that was perfect, but yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought it was cool because I think all of us, you, me, and Joel, are pretty nice guys, and
I think so.
We hold our tongue a lot, even when we're upset about certain things. Well, that was the old. I used to be, so I'm like, I'm speaking in like a past tense sort of thing. But
you're saying you're a savage now?
I'm not saying I'm a savage now, but I'm just saying like, I used to be like super nice to the point where like, people took advantage of me. You know what I mean? So, especially in like my middle school days, like early high school days, I feel
like I was a ghost in middle school, and
honestly, I don't know who you were. Like, who were you? But yeah, what do you think? So, what do you think about like just the perspective that people have with nice guys, as far as like from a girl's perspective, right? So right now, our generation, we live in a world where just, girls are just like, oh, you're too nice. And I've had that, girls are like, oh, you're too nice or whatever.
I remember, before I was in a relationship, like, I don't think I've ever, like, ran into a girl that was like, you're too nice. But, like,
it might be like a high school thing.
It might be. Yeah. But, like, because, like, being nice, that was my in.
That was your pickup line.
I was really good at being nice. So, like, that was
one thing you had to bring to the table.
Yeah, like, I remember,
hey, girl,
bro,
I'm nice.
I remember 5th period in one of my history classes.
What grade?
It was
like high school, middle school.
No, it had to been like, I think it was junior year.
That's
of high school. Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember, like, I was like in class, and it was like one of the first days of the new semester, and like the teacher had everybody like introduce themselves. I was like, I was like, my name's Michael. I like to skateboard, and I was like, and I think I'm pretty nice, and everybody was like, "Aww," and all the youngins in the class were just like, "Okay, this youngin," like, yeah. But it was like, I can tell you that I caught a lot of different people's attentions after that. So, yeah, attention. I said intention. Attention.
Yeah, man. I feel like I've always been a nice person. I feel like there's always that, like, if you're too nice, people take advantage of you. But if you're not nice enough, then, like, you come off as like a douche or a dick, right?
Yeah.
So in middle school, I was new, right? I came from like another school that a lot of people that we went to middle school with didn't come from. Mm-hmm. So I was very desperate as far as, having friends and stuff like that. And, so I was just trying to be super nice to everyone, right? Regardless of who you were, what kind of background you had, whatever. So I remember one time I had, that fashion was different back in the day. So I used to wear like a chain.
I remember
on the side of my pants. And, this guy came up to me and, I thought it was pretty cool, and I was like, yeah, I was like, he was like a friend of a friend of a friend, and I would see him around, and he was like, yo, man, that's cool as shit. Like, those chains are, that chain is cool as shit. And I was like, oh, thanks, man, I like it too. He was like, yo, let me get that joint, and I was like, what you mean? He was like, yo, let me get that joint.
He said, let me hold it.
I was like, okay. Sure. So I just gave it to him.
What?
Because, see, and that's the thing, because he knew the type of person I was.
Yeah.
Like, he knew that I was super nice. He knew that I would have done that. You know what I mean?
That's
he
crazy.
Knew. So
bro.
I was just like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
What?
And so I think that, after that, growing up, like being in high school and being in like I think I came to a realization that I'm too nice in like the end of 12th grade. I think that's the same time that I started realizing who I was and what I can offer to the world, and self-realization, right? So that's when I was like, you know what? I was like, why am I super nice to these people that take advantage of me? And I think that's a big thing that I learned. When you're super nice to certain people take advantage of that. You know what I mean? So I've always been like a yes man. I've always been like oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that. Even though I know I couldn't, and just because I want to be nice and just because I want them to like me in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who are nice guys like being liked. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that from like my personal experience, So which is why I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll do this, I'll do that to a lot of people, and putting my social life on the side or my needs and wants on the side for them. You know what I mean? So
I'm trying to like think back, and I don't think I've ever ran into that situation. I think I was so ghost that like I was invisible. It's like, no, but like, honestly, like, I can't think of a time where that John actually, like, I've never had anybody like come up to me like, yo, let me hold that John for a sec. Yeah. And I would never see that John again. So it's kind of, I've always been known as a nice guy, but I've never been taken advantage of, which is kind of crazy.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of people don't know that they're being taken advantage of, because to them it's just like, oh, it's just, you know, it's just Brad.
You got that?
It's just Brad just being Brad. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking Brad.
Yeah, it's just Brad being Brad. You know what I mean? Like, he'll give it back to me later. He's not taking advantage of me. And it's like 5 years later, it's just like, damn, where?
Fucking
like,
Brad, man. Where'd he go?
Right. I knew I left my girl here last time. I don't see her anymore. You know what I mean? So I think there's like a big misconception.
Dog, imagine if you had like a girl, right? And some dude would just like took her from you, right? But like the girl still was like, oh, like, you're still my boyfriend, but then like she fucked with another dude, and then you find out, right? And you're just like, oh, Brad, just go ahead.
Brad, it's just Brad. You know what I mean?
Damn,
so you know,
bro.
it's funny you brought that up. So me and Ting were watching Drinking Buddies, right? Mm-hmm. And they were talking. You know, it was just basically two coworkers that are like super close, like sleeping together. You know, like touching each other, like just like. You know,
well, I hope they were touching.
Yeah, like just like laying on his lap. You know, she's laying on his lap, and like she's fixing his hair, or brushing his hair and stuff like that. And like, and in my head, I was just like, you know, is that normal? You know what I mean? Like, is that like something that happens in the world?
But in the end, did they get together or not?
No, which is the funny part. So, and then they have the girl and the guy, they both have boyfriend and a girlfriend. So the boyfriend, their boyfriend and girlfriend kissed, right?
Bruh.
So you would think like these two friends would eventually end up together, but no, like their significant other actually got together, like they kissed, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, what the fuck?
That's wild.
And then the girl, the main character's girlfriend went up to the guy and was like, yo, like, I kissed this guy, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was just like, do you love him? And then she was like, no, fuck no, it was like a mistake, blah, blah. And then he was just like, okay, come here. Hug her, like, pick her up. I was like, what the fuck?
Hold on,
Mike,
is this a movie?
Yeah, that is a movie. Mike, if that shit happened to you, what would you do?
Bro, I'm swinging.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking swinging. I'm calling the cops, B. I'm calling the fucking cops. I'm dialing 911. I'm swinging, like, bro. My girl cheated on me, B.
No. I'm calling 911 for the other dude in the future. Mm-hmm. But nah, bro, like, I can't. Nah, I don't play that. Like, if I... Okay.
Okay, so think about it, right? Think about it. It's basically, let's say I was a girl, right? And you and me are best friends. I mean, doing the normal shit you and me do right now. Sleeping on each other's laps, you know what I mean? Holding hands.
That's so
dumb. You know what I mean?
That's not
Giving
right.
long hugs.
That's not factual.
Long walks on the beach and shit like that. Okay. That's normal shit we do. But this time I'm a girl, right? And then I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then you and your ting now, right? We go out, you know, hang out, blah, blah, blah. And you and me hang out separately. But one time, your girl and my boyfriend, they go out, you know, they hang out or whatever, and they kiss each other, right? Like make out or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then later down the road, she tells you, even though like you and me, we be like flirting a little bit, like, you know, doing what we do now, so but I'm a girl, right? How would you feel? You know, keeping like how we interact with each other in the back of your mind, and then your girl tells you, look, I just kissed your your best friend's boyfriend.
I'm cutting it off.
Seriously.
Straight up.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Done.
Done. Like straight up on the spot. Like no. Like what happened? Do you love him? Like
nah, bro. Because if you go ahead and do that, then it's just like it don't even matter anymore. Like the point of the relationship don't even matter anymore. Yeah. So it's just like skirt.
Are you like okay? Like I can't trust you anymore, or like?
Well, it's like that, and then like
is it like damn? If that happened, like what else have you been doing?
Right. So that's why I would just immediately like just cut that jump. And then fight the other youngin. Okay,
well, so you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
I like to think so. I mean, I hope everyone thinks so as well. But what's the limit of being a nice guy? So I guess in the situations with being in a relationship, I guess you give no fucks when it comes to you being played, obviously, right?
Right.
So like, what's a certain limit? Like, when are you like, yeah, like, no. Like that you crossed the line. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's a hard question. I mean, past relationships, I heard rumors that like this one chick was basically getting down with the team at school, and I was just like,
what team? The swim team? The hockey team? The ping pong team. I hear ping pong seems to be getting it.
So
cricket team. Like
when I heard that jump, I was like,
well, so yeah, like pretty much like that. When you turn your nice person, nice guy on and off, you know what I mean? I feel like every nice guy has that. Like it's just like you turn it off, and then that goes back to like, you know, being in a relationship. Like if a girl knows you well enough of being a nice person, they're gonna, you know, they're probably gonna take advantage of you.
Bruh, and that's an example right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, I guess she thought she can get away with this shit because she acted like I didn't know anybody that went to that fucking school. But little did she know,
you had connects.
I had connects.
You had agents out here.
So yeah. So like, yeah, that shit happened. I was like, that's skirt. I was like, I confronted it, and then she was like, "What are you talking about?" And then like I completely just like ghosted on her, bruh. And then like she like kept calling me and shit, ghosted. And then
wait, it was so bad you ghosted us.
Yeah, bruh. Like I wasn't trying to talk to nobody, bruh. Like I was just like, yeah, I need time.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, I need time to reflect. But yeah, so then that was the end of that. I never even like saw her like after that incident, bro. Yeah, like it was like straight, like not even in person. It was just like straight
up texting and
pretty
shit.
much.
It's funny you said that, because it's like with me, it's like the same thing. As soon as I find out that like my niceness is being taken advantage of, then it's just like an automatic switch, right?
Yeah.
With you, it's more of like just like a shutdown. I feel like it's just like, you know what, fuck everything. Like you don't deserve this. You don't deserve what I'm doing for you, or you know, the connection we've been making. Fuck it, like it's just done, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like kind of the opposite. It's kind of the opposite where I'm just like I pop off. You know, like I go off. I'm just like, yo, fuck this, like flipping tables, throwing beer bottles and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck everyone. Oh, you know what I mean?
Going Hulk mode.
Yeah, Hulk mode. So I feel like it's it's totally as bad, you know, like how we take it's both, they're both horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, listen, like when you've been nice to that person for so long, or anyone for so long, and for them just to like take that away and like just take that advantage is horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had people girls that I've been talking to that tell me, oh, I don't want to date, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're too nice. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like with like stuff like that happening in the world nowadays, it's just like, okay, so it's wrong for me to be nice. You know what I mean? Like I've had bitches tell me, "Oh, he's too nice."
I also
think I can't talk to you. He's too accommodating. Like he's boring. Like, two nice guys are boring. I'm like, okay, what do you want? Like,
Right.
like a dude that like cheats on you once a week,
Right.
You know what I mean? Just so you can have a stronger relationship. Like, what the, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I also think, bro, we've gotten past that times where it's like the good, like the nice guys versus the not nice guys.
Yeah.
It's to the point where like women have just taken over and like the whole like feminist shit, bro. Like, I feel like at this moment in time, it's like if you go up to a girl, let's say you're nice, and then like let's say I'm nice and you're not nice, and we approach the same girl, she's gonna be like so enclosed to herself. She's like, I love myself. she's like, fuck you guys. Like, I don't need you.
No beef with no feminists, bro. I love.
Oh yeah, no. Shouts out, big ups,
feminism. But you know, I totally agree. I feel like, and it's beautiful, right? I feel like it's beautiful that we live in a time where everyone is inclined to make their own decisions. You know what I mean? Whether or not they're into nice guys, bad boys. You know what I mean? Like, I've had, like, back in the day, I've had girls tell me, oh, like, you know, I like bad boys because it's exciting. I'm like, so bitch, it's exciting to have your guy talk to 3 other people and he barely has time for you. That's exciting for you.
right?
And then, you know, like, other girls will tell me, oh, he's too nice, he's boring. I'm like, what the fuck? Bro, like, that's like a, you know what I mean? Like,
What do you?
so, like, you would rather have a youngin', you know what I mean, that wears fucking, you know, like, that cheats on you 24/7, and he sleeps on a mattress on the floor, you know what I mean? Like, with cockroaches crawling, and you're talking about this guy's, like, the one for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I don't get it, you know, and mind you, I feel like I'm coming off as speaking from, like, experience. I have not had that, happen to me, but I've had homies and, like, people that has happened that, you know, to them. So it just sucks because, you know, sometimes when people are like, oh, nice guys finish last, I think that's what a lot of times that's what triggers nice guys, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to be nice anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be that guy that is safe.
Yeah.
You know, but because it's funny, I feel like it's like an age thing, and I'm not saying like everyone in that demographic are all feel the same, but I feel like that's what they're portraying.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very like premature.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like
topic.
I mean, like, you know, like, I feel like when you're in your late 20s, I feel like that's when you're like, okay, I want a safe guy. You know, I'm done with my hoeing. I'm done with my sledding.
You'd be surprised though. But,
Oh no, fuck you, definitely. But I feel like that's when you're like, you know what, I'm ready to settle down. You know, I'm ready to have a guy that can commit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I feel like, you know, regardless of who he is, blah blah blah, or just, you know, I just want someone that can commit. And then I feel like once you hit your 30s and like late 30s, I think that's when you're like, you know, I'll take anyone at this point. But yeah, so I don't think nice guys always finish last. I think nice guys are taken advantage of. You know what I mean? I feel like you could be nice, and I think you can play that part. You know what I mean? I feel like as soon as you realize something is like wrong, or I feel like as soon as you realize something is like, you know, sketchy, I feel like that's when you kind of like flip the switch and you're just like, listen, can't do this anymore, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. I mean, I will always rise for the nice guys. I will always support the nice guys. I will always, you know,
big ups, nice guys.
Big ups all the nice guys out there. If you're nice,
can we talk about something real quick?
What?
I'm so mad y'all filmed an episode of Struggle Time with Blob here, and I wasn't here.
No, we're gonna talk about that after this real quick. But let me give my shout out.
Closing.
Hold on, let me give my shout out to the nice guys. All the nice guys. There's tunnel vision. Okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like there are a lot of girls out there that do appreciate nice guys. That do appreciate having the ability to talk properly to their family and friends, and, you know, that that have, you know, proper grammar, you know what I mean, that pull their pants up, you know, like that still wears penny loafers. But I'm portraying a nice guy, you know, because anyone could be nice. So yeah, big ups to all the nice guys. Don't stop being nice. Always be nice to people. Like if you see that old lady trying to cross the road, like she's about to get hit,
Yo,
walk that lady, man.
I saw one of those today, bro.
Yo, like, and that's big. You know what I mean? Like,
but I was in my car, so I didn't get out.
Shit.
She was like one of them jumps where like your shoulders are real like up in your neck, and she was like,
I shouldn't be laughing.
She was like crossing the street and shit, and her arms are shaking. I was like, oh my god,
damn.
I was like, don't fall.
I'd have been like, huh? Hey, lady, don't fall. But yeah, if you're in the mood to help someone push their car, push that fucking car. You know what I mean? You might be weak as hell, but it's a thought that counts. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Let's see what else. If you see a homeless guy and you have 25 cents in your pocket, give that motherfucker 25 cents.
Bro. Nah.
Oh, they be stingy?
Nah, bro. Listen to this story real quick, okay, bro. I was walking with Ping Ting and some of her friends, right? Mm-hmm. We're in Philly, bro. Walking by the grocery store and shit. Some guy comes up to us and he was like, yo, man, y'all got $1? I need something to eat. I was like, nah, bro, I don't got no cash. So then we keep on walking. He was like, come on, man, please. And I'm like, bro, I don't have cash. And he was like, please, man, please. And I was like, bro, I'm just trying to cross the street. Like, I don't got no cash for you, so we're crossing the street, right? And he was like, crack is a hell of a drug. And I was like, bro. He was like, yeah, don't give no money to no crackhead, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, youngin, what did I just experience, bro?
Well, good thing you didn't give it to him, because
don't
he
give
would
him
have
10
spent
cents,
it on
bro.
crack.
Don't give him 10 cents.
You know what I mean? So I ran into not the same shit, different scenario. So I crossed the street, right? And then, you know, I still live in an area where it's, you know, we still have those type of people. Nothing wrong with those type of people. But I crossed the road, and this guy, like, legit just ran up to me. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, shit. I thought I had to defend myself.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like,
knife.
Yeah, I was about to pull out my knife. So he was like, yo, my man. I was like, yo, what's up, man? How's it going? And he was like, yo, bro, like, can I get $1? I'm like, bro, like, unfortunately, like, I have no cash on me right now. And I had my headphones on because I couldn't really hear what he was saying. So he was like, yo, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't have cash. He was like, no. So I took out my headphones, and he was like, look. And he pointed, right? I thought he was, like, going to point me to, like, something, like, I was like, shit. I was like, this motherfucker got his peoples on me. Right. You know what I mean? They're running towards me. So I was ready to, like, right. But he pointed. He was like, look at the window. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So I looked at the window. He's like, yo, look at those white boys. I was like, white boys? It was legit.
White boys?
No, it was legit white little babies dancing naked. Like in front of the window, bruh. Like they were naked, like rubbing their butt, like naked butt, like on like the window, and everyone was just watching. I was like,
what the fuck?
Why would you point
someone in that direction, bro?
I was like, first of all, I don't feel comfortable with everyone watching them right now. I'm gonna put that straight up. Like I was like, this is not something a crowd should be doing right now. And second of all, I'm like, yo, where are their parents? Because like they could potentially fall out. You know what I mean? Like the glass could break and they could fall out. And then he just walked there. He's like, fucking white people.
But you're the father, like
yeah, I was dying. But yeah, so that was like one thing that like I ran into that I thought I would share. But so so yeah, to close it out, if you're a nice guy, man, keep being nice. We need more, we need more nice people in the world. You know what I mean? We need way more nice people in the world. And if you're having a hard time getting girls, girls that appreciate bad boys, listen. They're gonna come back to you, okay? Those girls, they're gonna
stack your money and you'll be good.
They're gonna get to their 20s, and these bad boys are gonna leave them, And guess
because they're gonna be broke.
Yeah, because they're gonna be broke and sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
Or they're about to be hot boys and start selling drugs and go to jail.
And what do? They come looking for the nice guys. Always. Nice guys always wins at the end.
It's a long game.
It's a long game. But, I mean, during that time, you know what I mean? Go out, explore, stack your bread up. You know what I mean? Get a good job, get you a good job. You know, save your money. You know, and that's all it takes.
Just don't be too cocky and you'll be good.
No, be cocky.
Nah, bro. If let's say you're an ugly ass nice guy, right? And you got all this money, you're just like, you roll up to a bitch, you're like, yeah, like, I got blase blah, and they're gonna be like,
you know what that bitch is gonna do?
Okay.
You know what that bitch is gonna do?
What?
Unzip your zipper, pull down your pants, and go to work. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see that. I see it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, if you're nice and you got bread, the world is yours. Like, absolutely.
The world is yours.
All right, so we're gonna get into
it's a new segment on this podcast.
well, it's a reoccurring segment. Now we just named
There's a new name.
There's a new name on this podcast.
It's called Michael's Corner.
Wait. Before Michael's Corner, I think Michael's upset about last week's episode.
Bruh,
why were you upset, Michael?
Because y'all had Sir Blobbert on this podcast, and I wasn't even here.
You know, that podcast is one of the most listened to podcasts we've ever had.
I'm pretty sure if I was on that joint, you'd be breaking records.
You've been on the episode since episode
Not with Blob, bro.
Okay.
Not with
I
Blob.
see what you're saying. So we need Blob to break records.
Bruh,
right?
like, Blob brings out a person in me that is just...
that no one can.
Exactly.
Pause.
But nah, man. I listened to it. It was a good podcast. Yeah, man, I just miss Blob, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, big ups Blobs.
Bruh,
Big ups Blobs.
Blob, shout out. Did he do his poetry on this show?
No, I realized it at the last minute.
Gotta get some slam poetry. Is that what it's called?
Slam poetry.
Yeah, gotta get that man doing that jump. But anyway.
All right, now we're going to Mike's Corner. Do you like Mike's Corner or Michael's Corner? Michael's Corner Store.
Okay. Mike's Poppy Shop.
Mike's Poppy Shop.
But nah. Mike's Corner's cool.
Mike's Corner? All right.
I gotta come up with a better intro for that, John. Like, I gotta pre-record John on my phone and just put it in the mic. But yeah. So boom. First story has to do with one of our close friends that we work with, but it's very it's into that like haunting type of story. I don't want to put too much information out there because it's still a sensitive topic, but let's just say one of his friends, one of his friend's friend, kind of died in a tragic accident, and
Jesus,
he is now living in a city. In the same house that he
passed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they think that the house is haunted, right? So they were taking photos, right? And then whenever they would take a photo of our friend's friend that lives in that house, there was like glowing orbs like all around him, bro. And like, if you...
But that was dust life.
Nah,
I haven't cleaned in 2 months.
If you watch Ghost Adventures, anybody that's listening to this knows that dust particles don't just appear. They kind of just disappear. Exactly. So that jump, I was like, when I heard that, I was like, bro, really? Because remember back in the day, bro, we used to go out and scout for that jump.
Yep.
And I've ran into a few occurrences myself, so I'm 100% like a believer in like
when I say I broke my back trying to hunt ghosts, I legit broke my back trying to hunt ghosts. Bruh. Now I'm on crutches. I have a scoliosis. I used to be 6'3". Now I'm 5'9".
Okay, he shrunk. But yeah, bro. And when I heard that story, I was just like, it flooded back a whole bunch of like memories of like. There's this time I was in California, like visiting my great grandparent, and at the time my great grandmother was still alive, but my great grandfather wasn't. So when I was in the house and we were like visiting her, it was the morning we were leaving, and it was like 3 a.m. because we had to catch an early flight.
Right.
And I was already packed up, just waiting in the living room, and I was like leaning up against this brick wall where the fireplace was, waiting for my grandma, my mom, my sister to finish. I'm pretty sure my dad was finished, but I think he was outside like helping pack the car. So I'm sitting there just cooling, right? And all of a sudden I hear something go up to like, well, I didn't hear it come up to me, but I heard a voice in my ear, and it was literally like, "Get out!" And I was like,
fuck?
"What?" And I immediately I jumped, got the chills, and ran out of the house pretty much simultaneously, bro. Like I didn't even grab my suitcase, bro. I just ran right out the house.
This was in California.
This was in California, bro, Northern California. And I
Are you sure they weren't like, dude,
bro? No,
dude, get out.
It was like an angry voice, but the whisper was so loud in my ear, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I like literally ran out of the house. My dad was like, "You good?" And I was like out of breath. I was like, "Yeah." So like I was like cooling out there for a little bit, and then I walked back in, and I was like tiptoeing to my suitcase, and I grabbed that junk and left. But yeah, like them ghost shit, I believe in that stuff. So. That was one corner. Okay, one part of the corner.
What's another corner? I know you told me you had like 2 of them.
Yeah, so this is the second one. This is more of the controversial side. But
wait, real quick before we get to the next one. So how have you coped with like that whole like encounter? Because I know a lot of people are like scarred or like they don't want to go back.
I mean,
they
like for me,
you know what I mean?
For me, I'm the kind of person that like if it happened to me, I'm like, all right. And then like I kind of just continue on with my life.
Yeah, because you know, like the funny thing is the fact that they said "Get Out," and you know, with the movie "Get Out," it's just like sketchy. Like if they were like pizza, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have been like, yes, sure.
Can I have some?
Right. Or like something like that. It's nothing like casual. It was just like "Get Out." It's just
but it was so creepy, bro. And it was like there's a difference in being like "Get out" and like "Get out." And I was like, bro, like.
Well, he said that with an attitude,
bro. It was pretty gnarly. I was like, nah, bro. I need to get the fuck out. But
sassy ghost,
straight up. So I think it was my great grandfather. He kind of died, like. Not happy, so I think it was him. But you know, like if he had like random, not random, but like a lot of heads in his house, I'm pretty sure. Like if I passed away and like my wife like invited a whole bunch of family members over at the crib, and I'm just like, bro.
Wait, was it your dad's side or your mom's side?
My mom's side.
Your mom's side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your mom's side is white.
Yeah.
Right?
So you know they don't. They tend to stay until their business is finished. It's like, nah. But
until the deed is done.
Yeah. So, all right.
So the next one.
Yeah. So this is the more controversial side. I know you've heard of Laura Ingraham, haven't you? The Fox News reporter, the one that was like dissing LeBron and Kevin Durant. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. So
in one of our episodes.
Oh yeah. So there's been another occurrence, not just like the whole shut up and dribble.
She's from Fox, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, Fox News. So this mother effer,
this heifer,
like I've never seen such a twisted woman in my entire life until hearing her talk. But like usually when you hear news reporters, like they're like really like they all have the same voice, monotone.
Right.
You would like to think that they're unbiased.
Right.
But
well, yeah, depending on like the channel and stuff, yeah.
So there was a article that was released. This was not like anything like super recent, but she literally was going after that dude, David Hogg, I think is his last name that's pronounced. It's the dude that was part of the school shooting or whatever, and like gave his interview.
Which is so sad, like to not know which school shooting. Is it the one in Maryland or Florida or Texas?
It was the Parkland shooting.
Okay, so that's the one in Florida.
Yeah. So he like he got rejected by numerous like colleges and stuff like that
because of the shooting and stuff.
Probably just because of the attention he was getting, but I'm not sure like why he was rejected, right? Because he had good grades, right?
Why would he even like apply there? I don't
know.
Okay, but proceed.
So this one thing says that he applied to UCLA with a 4.1 GPA average, right? And got denied. So then Laura Ingraham goes to Twitter because he was like whining about it. That's in her words,
right?
But like I'm pretty sure he was just like, I don't know why I got rejected with blah 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 blah.
Right.
And like he had a big following at that time because of like his interviews that he did with the shooting, so people felt like sympathetic towards him. So she tweets, she was like, David Hogg rejected by 4 colleges to which he applied, and whines about it. And then David was basically like, ever since she tweeted that junk, like it was almost like a sense of bullying.
Right.
Like, this woman is like however old. She looked 40, honestly.
Man, she looked like she 80. Real talk. And she old as shit.
And she's talking about a kid that got rejected by colleges and stuff like that. And it was just like, why did you have to like say that? Like,
I real talk. Like, to be honest with you, I think with her, I think she's just. But look, I don't know.
But look, this is what was funny because since she posted that junk, like she's a news woman. She has multiple different shows and stuff like that. She has advertisers and sponsors. Right. Sponsors started dropping her, bruh. For real. So she's losing money at this point, right? So she goes back to Twitter, and then like I'm pretty sure like David's sister, I'm not 100% sure, was like someone was tweeting basically like, why are you attacking, like blah blah blah. Yeah. So like she comes back and on her Twitter she was like any student should be proud of a 4.2 GPA, including David Hogg. On reflection, in the spirit of Holy Week, I apologize for any upset or hurt my tweet caused him or any of the brave victims of Parkland. For the record, I believe my show was the first to feature David, like back in back in the day, because like he's made hella appearances on TV apparently. Right. But I just thought it was funny that like she started all this like controversy and like
pretty much took it back, like took everything back.
Yeah, it was just like once her sponsors started dropping her, she was like, "I'm so sorry," like blah blah blah, and then Fox News actually put her like on vacation. What? Yeah, but like this is the thing. This is the other weird thing because Fox News was in support of Laura Ingraham. Sure, I mean, they're conservatives. Yeah, for all her stuff, right? But then like gave her Easter vacation so she can spend it with her family. Yeah, and I just thought like it was wild.
I just think it's crazy because I think we live in a world where like freedom of speech is like being taken advantage of so much, and people just feel like they can say whatever they want without, being able, without the consequences, right? You can say what you want, but at the same time, if you say what you want, like, you have to deal with the consequences. You have to be able to accept the consequences in order to practice those, you know what I mean? In order to practice those freedom of speech. So you can't say whatever you want and then be like, oh, I don't believe in what I say that should affect me this other way. Like if I went outside, or like if I went downtown and I'm like, yo, fuck all white people, or fuck all black people, or fuck all Hispanics, or fuck all Asians, someone's gonna feel some type of way. I can't be like, oh, you can't feel that way because I have the freedom of speech, or I have the right to say whatever I want to say. No, like if you say certain things, there's consequences, and that's exactly why you have the freedom to say that, because someone has the freedom to give you those consequences. You know what I mean? Like if someone came up to me like, fuck your family, you have the right to say that, but at the same time I have the right to uppercut you. You know what I mean?
I have a right to stab you in the neck.
Exactly. So I mean, with her, I feel like I
just don't like how sassy she is when she's on the news. She's like, well, and I'm just
I feel like that's the same girl. That other girl, like she's like Facebook famous. Her name is like she's like white blonde. Her name is like Tony.
Oh yeah.
Tony or something.
Damn it! You're gonna have to make me look this up, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Tony or something like that.
Fuck, bro. Like she. Is she involved with like politics?
Yeah, like she's always on Facebook. What's her name? I have her right here. Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
So like even like her, you know, even though I think she got fired of like her job.
Yeah, bro. She's literally like the same person as.
Yeah. So there's like a common, you know.
I think
like,
it just has to deal with conservatives.
Yeah, like there's like a common like, I guess, look. You know what I mean, that they put on, you know, by each conservative. And, you know, I'm not saying one is better than the other or like this and the third, because I know a lot of people from CNN, they do a lot of weird shit too. But I believe in right and wrong. I believe in fairness. I believe in equality. You know what I mean?
God, I just don't get it.
You know, she looks like a bag of rice. She looks like she look. I don't know.
She doesn't look that bad, but like knowing what she's done, she just looks ugly to me.
I don't know, man. She looks like
she's not bad, but like.
Have you seen her without makeup, bro?
Nah,
bro. I'm telling you, she looks like a bag of sand.
Hold on,
Look at her.
Oh my!
She looks like a bag of sand. She looks like the face you make when like someone pulls down your pants, like
bare ass cheeks.
Like she just looks empty. You know what I mean? Like she looks like an open canvas before you paint the canvas. To be honest with you,
she looked like
because she puts on a lot of makeup.
A stretched canvas. Yeah, I get. Yeah, I feel like, but like she's in the news, like realm, so like they wear pounds of makeup. Mm-hmm. But yeah, dog, is it like does makeup really like fuck up like women's face? Because I feel like people that wear the most makeup and they take it off.
So I saw this. It's interesting you said that. I saw this Instagram video of this girl, like she was like peeling, like I'm not talking about washing it off, I'm talking about peeling
her makeup off
her makeup. It was like a mask. She legit peeled off her mask all the way down to like, and then she had a wig on.
Oh no, bro.
And like she was totally like different.
That's literally a mask.
No, it was a mask, bro.
That's crazy.
But
yeah, I mean that was my controversy. I just thought it was funny that like she's so strong in her words, but as soon as she starts losing money, she's so like
right back at it.
Right, like she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like that's not what I meant. Like you should be happy. Anybody with a 4 point whatever GPA can blase blah." I'm just like, if you're gonna stick to a story, bruh, and especially if you're so like strong, I guess. Strong-willed, I don't know,
or like so like strongly,
like you're so judgmental. Yeah, like stick to your word.
Yeah, if you believe in something, okay, like if you believe in like something, like stick to that shit. You know what I mean?
The hell.
All right, cool. So on to hot topics. Hot topics.
Not the store.
So for today's hot topics, we got two cases today. I shared it with Michael, and then he thinks that I should share both of them.
Bro, I didn't know about both of these.
So which one do you want to hear?
Let's knock out the bad news.
The bad news first. Well, they're both bad news.
Well, I feel like one's lighter than the other.
Okay, so we'll start with the heavier one.
Yeah.
So recently today, I found out about this news.
Was it today?
Yeah, today. So I found out about this news while I was working out. You know, hitting them gyms. You know what I'm saying? So I look good and shit. You feel me?
But man's was like, should I go to the gym today?
I know. I was debating, but. So today there was a shooting at the YouTube headquarters. More news are set to follow, but according to CNN and other news sources, it's a female shooter at YouTube headquarters.
Is she an employee?
No, she's not. She has acquaintances that works there.
Damn.
And she died. I mean, she actually died.
Did she kill herself?
They don't know yet.
What? Well,
But
how
they
do
know
you
that
not
she
know?
died. And then at least 3 are wounded.
Are they just not releasing the information?
Yeah, they're it's like briefly, like everything is like coming up.
Damn.
And so you got a 36-year-old woman who is in critical condition, and one 32-year-old woman that is serious in condition, and another 27-year-old in a fair condition. So that's good. And then one employee from YouTube said during the shooting, people were trying to get out of the building as fast as they could. And she said she was in a conference call with her boss, and then she started hearing shots, and at least one person was shot on the patio while she was eating.
What?
Oh, I mean, where people were eating. So it's like a very common area, you know what I mean? And she said, we were all suddenly aware of all the noises of the sounds, people running outside of the room where she was, and people screaming. So I thought, like, it's just horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bruh. Why you? Like, I feel like YouTube is like the most like nonchalant, type of work environment that like you wouldn't go to YouTube like mad as shit, ready to kill people.
Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was cool. I mean,
It's
not cool. I just thought that was like crazy, is what I meant to say. Not cool.
Yeah.
But what I was meant to say was, I thought it was cool that one woman ran over to Carl's Jr. and like people were so fast to help her out. You know what I mean? Like people were, they gathered napkins and stuff like that, trying to stop her from bleeding and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool in a sense that like when we have like traumas like this, and like how people come together in a sense,
but yet there's still
fuckery, man.
Racism in the world.
And so over more than 1,100 people work at YouTube, at the YouTube office. So it's amazing that only 3 people got injured.
Hey man, the younger generation, real quicks.
Yeah.
Quicks in that.
So more investigation coming out, but this is just like a brief rundown of what happened. They didn't release how the shooter how the shooter died, if it was a suicide or if the cops, shot her. They didn't talk about what was the motive behind the shooting or anything like that. But I thought it was just, it's insane, because I feel like we're at that point where we can't keep track of like
But damn,
of all these
does
shootings.
YouTube
You know
not
what I mean?
have like a security system in line for that type of shit?
I mean, if you really think about it, regardless of how many securities you have, these things are like pretty much prone to happen. I think that goes back to the gun laws and like who's
don't want to talk about that again.
who's mentally like capable of handling a gun and
Dude,
stuff like that.
Texas, you can handle a weapon no problem, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was asking my mom because she was there. I was like, bro, like what is the death rates in Texas like? And like she said, it's not as bad as like other places that you can't carry a gun on you. And I was like, what world do we live in?
Exactly. So that's one hot topic that's surfacing, and I'm sure as they get more investigation going, I feel like we'll get more news. It's sad. I mean, definitely prayers up to everyone that was affected by this tragedy.
Yeah, man, damn. I watch YouTube every day.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a tragic thing, and it's just a sad thing, and this shouldn't happen, like, to be honest with you, at all.
No.
No family deserves to go through this type of toll, to a point where a lot of people don't feel safe to leave their house. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand why we can't just live in a peaceful society.
It's sad. It's a sad scenario, but at the same time, like I said, with every negative thing, there's always hope and light. The fact that people are so active when it comes to helping people in need. The people in Cars, Junior, little things like that, and people like the good news that I talked about.
The
people,
Gangsta Garden.
Yeah, people like Ron. All these people are people that just want to make the world a better place. So, with all this negativity, I feel like it's always important to shine a light more on like the positive. I feel like a lot of these mass shootings and all these, mass murders and stuff like that, a lot of the times I feel like, from what I researched, it has a lot to do with wanting attention. You know what I mean? Like what you told me, like the news or the event that you told me about, how he just wants to be famous and noticed, so he went on like killing someone.
Yeah, bro. It was beyond that though. It was beyond killing somebody. Like I've never. It's sad to say that I've seen the video. I've never seen someone do that to another person. Like in my entire life.
But I mean, and then you have those people that just want attention, right? Whether it's negative or bad. Because there's always that saying, any sort of attention is attention, whether it's bad or, positive.
That's so crazy.
And it's just the news, more prone to covering negative news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you never see positive news, at all online or on TV. So I think it's up to like people like us who kind of shine that light on like shit that's more positive.
I feel like we should implement more positive news into this
Absolutely.
podcast.
Absolutely. We should definitely do that.
Because I feel like we talk about controversial things. Most controversial things are kind of
negative. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
We gotta balance that out. But yeah, I get you.
So on another hot topic, this is kind of like, I won't say it's negative, more so it's funny to me. All right, it's funny to me. So Drake is on hot waters. I'm sure everyone knows Drake is on hot waters because allegedly in 2014, Drake invited a producer named Detail at his house, and something happened. There was like tension between Drake and Details or whatever, and allegedly. Right here it says allegedly Details met with the fist of Chubbs.
What?
Yeah.
Even that sentence.
Pretty much. Chubbs is Drake's bodyguard or whatever, the guy that he's always with.
Chubbs.
And
Sir Chubbs.
It damaged him really bad that it landed him in the office.
Damn, that's a good security guard.
Yeah. big ups Chubbs.
Right.
And now, I think Details is like taking Drake to court, and Drake is pretty much begging and pleading to the judge that they don't use any stories online as evidence about the event. So there are always these platforms that like kind of recreate all these stories and write all these stories, and Drake doesn't want the judge to reference these sources as like an evidence to kind of punish him.
He says she say.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was funny. You never really see Drake as when it comes to like gossip and stuff, you never really hear him.
The last time I heard something was like literally when like Diddy slapped him or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Diddy slapped the shit. And what did he do? Walked off the stage.
Right. That's it. Threw his money on the ground.
Right. Walked off the stage. He's like, I'm never drinking Ciroc ever again.
He went home and had Ciroc.
Fuck Ciroc. Either that and like Rihanna or whatever. So it's kind of, I just thought that it was like hilarious. Like that. If it like the fact that the one time he's on a case about like an altercation, it was like someone slapping him or him using someone else to like hit someone. Right. You know what I mean?
I've never seen Drake throw hands.
The only thing he throws is money on the floor, and he just walks away. Like when I saw that video, I was like, "Yo, men's really threw a fit." And then he threw money and then threw a fit. So I thought that was pretty funny.
I would have been there to catch the money though.
But yeah, so you never really see Drake on the news and stuff like that. I just thought it was funny, and unlike Drake, I saw Safari on the news. He was on the I forgot her name, but she's a radio host. He was on a radio show, and she was like, "What's going on, Safari?" And then he just broke down crying. He was like,
"What?"
He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I just got robbed," or some shit like that. I mean, I don't want to laugh or anything. Knock on wood. But he said he he just got robbed. You know, he was wearing like the big fur, like the nitty fur joint. It was red, looking like a bloody big bird. And I just thought that was like just crazy. Like, he straight up got robbed by 2 guys at gunpoint, and he went to a radio show and started crying.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm like, bro.
I would have definitely rescheduled.
I would have rescheduled. Yeah, I would have called up my goons or something. And he's Jamaican. And I know he got the Jamaican plug up there in New York. And he was in New York. So I thought that was pretty, just, I guess, sad. Aside from, like, it being kind of funny because he was, like, just crying, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's always crazy when, like, a rapper.
But was it like crying angry or was it crying sad?
No, it was like crying sad.
That's fucking crazy.
So, you know, him being a rapper, he always talk about shooting guns, this, that, and the third. And man was wearing a red fur Diddy jacket, crying up there. I'm like, this is kind of awkward. So,
I don't get it.
So yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. Michael, I don't know what else you want to talk about or speak about. We're getting at the end of our show. I don't know if you have any announcements or anything like that. I just want to have you have the platform to say whatever you got to say.
I think we hit all topics. Shouts out my mom, my dad.
For that bacon.
Oh, yeah. My mom gave me some bacon.
She literally brought home the bacon for you. Big ups.
I'm about to
Mama
have
Chain.
breakfast for dinner, so it's lit. Honestly, I don't got really much to say, yeah.
I just want to say big ups. I am Fimora. He gave us a shout out on Instagram. I thought that was pretty cool. In his British accent. Shout out the British.
It's so weird seeing my face
on someone else's story.
Yeah, someone describes like what's going on.
Yeah. So big ups to him. Check him out. I am Fimora. Big ups. I am Fimora. He does all these skits and he sings and stuff like
real
that.
Funny,
so I thought, real funny in it. So big ups the London things in it. So yeah, check him out. And also Joel told me that his album is dropping sometime in June. No specific dates yet.
Tell him June 21st.
Why?
It's my birthday.
Oh yeah, that is your birthday. But it's probably not gonna be on your birthday.
Damn.
But yeah, so check that out. And then big ups to Blobski for being in our last episode. So that was pretty cool. That got a lot of views.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back soon so I can see him.
Yeah, so shouts out everyone. Like I said, as always, write us in if we got anything wrong or if we got anything mistaken or whatever.
We don't completely 100% fact check, so just call us out.
Yep, struggletime@harlenclub.com. That's struggletime@harlenclub.com. Don't forget to check out our website, harlenclub.com, and our Instagram at struggletimelies at harlenclub on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we also have a few things coming out. We have trying out hot sauces. That should be coming out on YouTube pretty soon at Harlan Club, and also a segment where we interview different artists, from around the city and our friends and stuff. So that should be cool. So look out for that, and tune in until next time.
Tune in until
that
next
was
time.
Weird.
No,
that was weird.
Just say until next time.
I was gonna say tune in to those, and then I was like, and then we'll see you until next time. I put that shit all together. But yeah, until next time, this is Struggle Time, your weekly dose of all things that we struggle with, and then we talk about it, and we listen, and then we try to heal from it, and yeah, Struggle Time. All right, see ya. Bye. This is Joel is not here, so this is Mike and Zela signing out.
Coming at you live.